Alright guys, welcome back to another Saturnid video. We got Zelda in the house, and today we're going to be answering a very simple question. Do venomous snakes make a good pet? No! Obviously, that lacks nuance or context. I'm going to be going into more detail in this video here. As somebody who owns HOTS myself, I think that I am at least somewhat qualified to tell you why you either should or should not get one, and I think it's good to go over it. So I have 3 reasons as to why you either don't want to get one or do want to get one, I suppose, depending on how you look at it. Because for the vast majority of people, HOTS make terrible pets. Abysmal pets, actually. In fact, they are such bad pets that they will literally kill you if you are not perfect for them. And because of that, it is important to know exactly the reasons why you should or should not want one, or what would make you good or bad for owning these animals. And so let's just stop with the stupid intro monologue and get into reason number 1. Had to switch co-hosts because Zelda would not stop moving, but it's time for reasoning number 1, and that is, they can kill you. As it turns out, venomous snakes are venomous, and venom kills you. Depending on the type of venom, and depending on the snake, it can kill you within a couple days, to a couple hours, to 1 hour, to less than an hour. And it all depends on which death snake you decide to get. Oh, okay. Are you good there? You good? Okay, he's good. Anyways, so for example, if you were to get, say, a copperhead, it is actually not that bad of a bite. Local hospitals will carry anti-venom for copperhead, so if you happen to get tagged by your little baby copperhead or your adult copperhead or whatever, you'll basically be fine. It'll just cost you about $100,000. But if you Now, this is all fine and good if you own something like a copperhead, which, as I said previously, is native, and local hospitals will carry the antivenom. However, if you have a flair for the exotic and you decide, I don't want a copperhead, that boring American snake, that snake I can find in my backyard. No, I need a gaboon viper, I need a monocled cobra, I need a fucking inland taipan. That's what I want. Okay, pal. Well, here's an experiment you can do. Later today, go into your local hospital and say, lol, I've been bitten by a monocled cobra, and see the look on their faces. First of all, they're probably going to tell you that no, you were not bitten by a monocled cobra. You were bitten by something local, you were bitten by a rat snake, you were bitten by a garter snake, and you're retarded. Then you get to tell them, no, I own a monocled cobra. And then they're going to say, oh, okay, all right. Let's see what we can do for you. And then you will die. Because what are they going to do for you? And the hospital might try with all their might to get you some antivenom, but guess what? They might just not be able to get you any. Because 1, zoos and private keepers are not obligated to give you any of theirs. And secondly, even if they decide to be so generous as to give your dumbass some fucking antivenom, how long will that take to arrive? You might be dead before it arrives. So, I don't know, maybe consider this shit before you get a monocled cobra or a gaboon viper, which is kind of sad because there are so many expos that sell gaboon vipers. I mean, they're on every single table. And the vetting process for getting a gaboon viper is, do you have 80 bucks? Okay, which one do you want? And I'm not joking. And this is, like, people will do this with the craziest of shit. That mamba that I bought at the fucking Hamburg Reptile show, do you think that guy asked for my ID? No. I mean, if he had asked for my ID, I am 18. But what if I wasn't? What if I was just some dumbass? Which I am not. Me am smart. Okay? The sad part is that there's a lot of people who not am smart, who are very dumb, and they will just buy these snakes without any sort of vetting process required. They just get sold a snake. Some 16-year-old kid comes home, says, hey mom, I bought a gaboon viper. All right, that's great. Might as well give him a fucking 50 cal while you're at it. Let him go fucking fire it off in Walmart, see what happens. I don't know. And I think that this is partially just because of money reasons, and partially because there are people who will be irresponsible with anything, and it's crazy. It be crazy out there sometimes. It really do be like that. It really do be like that sometimes. I'm just saying. By the way, I've not been ID'd for any of my Venomous purchase. I've been asked twice, are you 18? I said yes, and they said, okay. Sounds good to me. The one guy said, I always make sure to ask. What if... Hear me out. What if I lied? I think it gives you the idea. I'm going to back away from the camera and move on to my next point. Point number 2 will be mentorship. Are you experienced enough to care for this animal? You might have said, well, Aiden, I don't need to worry about dying. I'm just not going to get bit. I mean, I have ball pythons. That should cover it, right? I have enough experience. No. This is not like owning a cantankerous ball python. This is not like owning a milk snake that likes to bite you every 5 seconds. These are very different. It's a very different kind of agufta, panache, if you will, when dealing with these snakes. They're very, I don't want to say the word aggressive, they're very defensive. And it's a lot more defensive than a regular snake. You're not going to just pull it out of the enclosure, put it in a bin, and be on with your day. Some of my Venomous actually will let me do that, but that's because they've been highly socialized. My male Siamensis, for example, I could probably pull him out of the enclosure with my hands and just put him in a bin. He probably wouldn't even hiss at me, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not stupid. I exaggerated that. If he's in his enclosure, he hoods up at me. But once he's out of his enclosure, he's fine. Anyways, basically, you would want to get mentored. There are a lot of people out there in the Venomous hobby who will take you through the ropes, and you can either pay them or just ask them. You can spend some time with them, spend like a year with them. In Florida, to get your Venomous permits, it's actually required that you spend 1,000 hours with one of these mentors. They have to sign you off to get one of these snakes, and you have to do 1,000 hours for each individual family. So that would be 1 for the Vipers, 1 for the Elapids, 1 for the Helodermus, that would be your Gila monsters, 1, I'm pretty sure you have to do it for like mildly venomous snakes like mangroves, and then you have to also do it again if you want to keep like sea snakes like crates, which I really don't know why you have to split sea snakes out. They're also Elapids. But whatever, it's Florida. I don't disagree with the rules, actually. I think it's a very good rule. I think all of the states that allow Venomous should do something like that. I'm glad that they don't. I'm glad that they don't, because it means that I don't have to do that. But they should do that. You get me? You get me? Gotcha. Anyways, the basic idea is that you get with your mentor or whatever, you go through the ropes, you'll learn how to do it, so that when you eventually do get your first venomous snake, you're not just gonna get bit the second you pull it out of the fucking bin. You actually know what you're doing, you're not impulse buying anything, you know what you want, because different types of families, there's a reason why Florida splits them up. If you have been working with gaboon vipers your entire life and I hand you a black mamba, you have no fucking clue what you're doing, because they're not at all the same thing. You really do need to know what you're trying to get into, and to do that, you have to know what you're doing already, in a way. There's a lot of gatekeeping in the community, which makes a lot of sense, because we're dealing with highly venomous animals. However, the gatekeeping is to prevent people who have no fucking clue what they're doing from getting one of these snakes and then effectively killing themselves. And there's a little bit of gatekeeping that's allowed. Sometimes it's a little bit too much, but it does make sense. And basically what I'm trying to say with all this is, get a mentor. Do it. Do it. You're smarter than me. You're smarter than everyone else. You should get a mentor. You're not stupid. This point kind of goes into a thing that I was saying in the last point about legality, and this is the most crucial part of this. Legality. Is this even legal in the state that you live in? Because it might not be. There are a lot of states that require some sort of permitting. There's a lot of states that are free range, like Pennsylvania, for example. You can just have them. It doesn't matter. You can just have them. There's a lot of states where it's just completely illegal. So, for example, I'm pretty sure, like, Maryland is completely illegal. I haven't checked out all of them, only my own state and a couple of the others that I just happen to know about. But yeah, like there's a couple of states that you just can't have them. And then if you get even past state level, there's a lot of like ordinances, city stuff, town stuff, down to your HOA. You need to check all of those rules and make sure that you are allowed to keep them in every single facet, because we do not want anybody keeping non-legal snakes. All right, that is a bad look on the hobby, because if you get caught, you stupid dum-dum, you big butthead, you little poopy fart, it is a bad look on the rest of us. What you can do is cope and seethe and just not get any venomous, or you can move to a state that actually allows them if you are so destined on getting one of these snakes. However, if you are so destined on getting one of these snakes, then this point should not really matter to you. You should be understanding of that, and then you'd already be on your way to those steps to making it legal for you. Anyways, guys, yeah, there's the 3 points. Basically, make sure it's legal, get a mentor, it can kill you. It's fairly simple stuff. You know, it's... So since we're doing this video about venomous snakes, I thought I would show off all of the ones that I personally own. I do own a couple. I own 5. I had 6, but one of them died. The squam, I don't know what it is about squams. I just apparently can't keep them. One of them, my second one, died, but the colorecus is doing just fine. Speaking of the colorecus, we can pull her out first. I need to get another light for this enclosure so that you can see better, but I'm gonna pull her out so that we can actually see her in some good lighting. Come on, girl. I'm not trying to be with... Wait, back up. She might strike at you, actually. I don't know how she is today mood-wise, but this is my Theris colorecus. These guys come from Africa, and they are closely related to the squams in the hobby, which are Theris squamigera. These are very pretty snakes. This is an adult female, and she's just super pretty. Like, I really love this species, and they'd be cool to breed. I've never done it before, but I mean, it would be fun to breed them at some point. She's really fixated on my face right now. But that's one of my species. It's actually my only viper. I don't own any other vipers other than this one. I used to own a squam, but of course I said that it died. So next up we have my Nausea siamensis female. These are the Indo-Chinese spitting cobras, the black and whites. These guys are really cool. She doesn't spit really at all, and she's actually kind of a sweetheart. Sort of as sweethearty as cobras really get, and so that's why I'm comfortable with her. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to be difficult. Yeah, she's kind of cool though. You can look at her. If I get a better grip on her, back up. Yeah, she doesn't want to come out the enclosure right now. That's fine. We'll just let her be in there. I'm gonna pull this. I'm gonna pull this back over so it's where it was. So this is the Jameson's Mamba you would have seen in the last video, and we're not gonna pull him out because there's no real purpose to. He's on display, so there's no reason to stress him out, and I don't really want to deal with him right now. So we're just gonna move on to our next snake. That's really it. Alright, so next up is my male siamensis. This is a male Nausea siamensis. I have a female that I just showed off. So this male is about a year old at this point, and he's doing very well. I've had no issues with him. He's finally turned white and black for most of the time that I've had him, which has been a year. He's been that sort of like dullish, orangish brown color that they are when they're first born. But he is growing up. That's good. I like that. I'm going to try to breed him with my female when he is of age. That takes about 2 years. My female is old enough already, but he, as you can tell, is much smaller than her, and he's not nearly old enough. He needs about another year, maybe another year and a half. But I love him. He was my second snake that I got, and there's not much else that I can say about him. I love this snake. He's awesome. And then the one in here, we're not actually going to pull it out because it's kind of hard to get him out of the enclosure. It is a black neck spitter, Najanai ricolis. It's a really cool snake. It's a baby at this point. He's been growing quite a bit. I've had him for a month. I got him at the Hamburg Expo. So it would have been 2 months. 2 months I've had him because I got him at the last Hamburg show. It's a cool species. Really like the species. It's kind of hard to maneuver him because he doesn't like to be held. He doesn't hook very well. And so I don't feel like dealing with that right now, so we're just gonna leave him be. But I can put a picture of him, because I do have a picture of him on my phone. He's really cool. He spits a little bit. He doesn't spit as much now. He might not spit that much when he's older. He might. I have no idea. But yeah, that's all my snakes. And so, that's all my venomous snakes. I do have other snakes, but I'm not really gonna show them off. Here's Zelda. We all love Zelda. Okay, bye. You know what? Screw that. Fourth reason why they don't make good pets, alright? So every single one of my snakes, they just have these massive fucking penises. They're actually... Who the fuck is at my door? Who the fuck are you? What are you doing in my room?
What, you don't recognize me? I'm your fucking Jameson's mama, man.
You're my Jameson's? Dude, you look so fucking ugly. Why are you, like, not a snake? You're like a fucking human. You look like as if the cameraman had to put on a fucking shitty-ass costume that I made in, like, 5 minutes because I don't have any money for special effects. Like, this is not even close to what you should look like. Why the fuck do you look like that? Oh my fucking god, you're so gross. Ew, why are you black?
That's none of your fucking business, man.
Okay, dude, I really don't even care, like, how this even happened at this point. Why the fuck are you here, man?
Dude, you're telling all these people at home that I don't make a good pet, that I don't deserve love, that I don't deserve anything. I need rats, I need love, I need people to keep me, and you're telling them that they can't? Come on, man, that's not cool.
Dude, you're literally one of the most highly venomous snakes in existence. Of course I'm telling you no. Of course I'm saying that you can't fucking own these snakes. These people are not ready for something like that. What are you, like, what are you even saying?
Well, looks like somebody's ready for round 2. Remember the brown recluse?
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't do that to me. No. I can't have a repeat of the brown recluse. No, please, no. No, no!
Oh, but yes.
No, no, no! Okay, now film my dead body again.
After a nice day of work, I'm glad that I get to go home and play my favorite video game. Oh yeah. This is a great game. Ain't that right, buddy? Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, okay.